Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is I, your host, Brooding Gamer, here for a new dinosaur toy review. Here, well, it's not really new, because again, these have all been out for a while, but for me, they are new. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Cryolophosaurus by Papo, and of course, you guys know that by the thumbnail. I have a lot to say about this particular dinosaur. One, I thought the figure would be bigger. I'm a little disappointed by the size, but I think I'll be all right. So I want to start, of course, from the tip of the tail all the way to the top of the head, because I feel like all the detail tends to be in the back. I don't know why. And then as you get to the front, you get to see what's, guess whoever you talk to would be telling you two different things. But I get a cheetah or a leopard or even a tiger vibe from this particular animal. It's just, I've really liked the Cryolophosaurus. It's really cool. And then once I actually found out that it got added to Jurassic World Evolution 2, I got really excited. And I have a really cool exhibit that I'm working on for Cryolophosaurus for our River Nile resort park for Jurassic World Evolution 2 coming up here. I want to say in July, I believe I have it scheduled for when all the Dominion stuff comes out. So without further ado, let us dig into this Cryolophosaurus. So working at the tip of the tail here, we have this orange burnt umber color with black stripes, so you are going to get very tiger-esque vibes from this. I'm totally not naming this dinosaur Joe Exotic, and that's me being honest. I'm not naming this dinosaur Joe Exotic. And then we get lots of, this is a very spiky dinosaur, a lot of osteoderms and spikes going down the back, and those have all been very nicely painted. You get this tan color. This almost, if you were to just show this to me right here, taken away, actually maybe not take away the arms, I'd honestly say this is a Ceratosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. That's kind of what that reminds me of. You get all these black stripes, so this definitely had to be designed after a large cat. The stomach is fairly up till you get to the tail here. You get those stripes, but then from there on out, it's fairly bland. You don't get any stripes on the stomach from there on out. It's just kind of a cream color with a little bright dusting of a brighter cream color. Of course, you get the famous mid-stride pose. This guy actually does not stand on his feet. He actually leans slightly back on his tail. That now being on my hand does not show any better because, of course, it's going to like fit in with the skin. But he, that would be how you're supposed to keep him standing. But he actually falls back ever so slightly, leaving this foot pointing up at an angle and this foot kind of in a weird stance. But of course he is in mid-stride, as most Papo animals tend to be. Working our way to the side here, you get some good ribs showing. He's got that good waistline, which is actually how you want your dinosaurs to look. Not too skinny, but not too fat. You get these beautiful spikes going up. And what I really like about the spikes is that some of them are even in a double row. See if I can get that to focus. There's like 2 rows of spikes going down the back in certain spots. Actually, it's all the way up until you get to the hips. And then when you start to the tail, you get the single row of these 6 or 7 spikes here. And then you get up to here, and this is where you get to your double row. You get to your double row up here as well. And then even on top of the head, you get that double row as well. And this one kind of got a little bent up, it looks. You've got that beautiful head crest. I really do like that. I kind of wish it would be a little bit bigger, but I guess this was, it's still, I don't know how big the crest usually got on a Cryolophosaurus, but I feel like the crest could be a little bit bigger in this case for this particular design. The eyes, of course, pop like most Papo figures. They really do show on this figure. This one's a little hard to see going straight down because you do get these crests covering both eyes in that sense. The paint job on these particular eyes are not as good as some of the others that I've seen. We do, of course, get some articulation in the jaw. That's about as wide as that opens. But looking in the mouth, you do get that glossy tongue. That is a separate mold from the entire figure. You get some paint up in the upper jaw here, which even has some detail into that as well, and then some beautifully painted teeth. Now the head I'd like to focus on because we no longer have these stripes, but they start to turn into spots going up the back of the neck. Next to all these osteoderms, you get these kind of like leopard-like spots. So this is like a tiger and a leopard put together. It's like a leopard. I think that's an actual animal. I'm honestly not sure. I feel like it may be. But the jaw opens quite wide on him. I at first thought that this right here was as wide as it opened, and then I realized it goes even wider. But I get nervous opening these up too wide because I don't want to break my Papo figures. I would end up having to glue them in place, and they'd have to stay in a particular thing. So I guess I'll keep it like this to make it look like it's it's like hunting something. It has, if you hold it like that, it's looking down like it's got like a corpse underneath it, or it's got a smaller dinosaur. I actually brought this guy in for this to make it look like that, you know, this is possibly how, because this is one's looking up at an odd angle, this one's not, or this one's looking down at an odd angle, so we could have them like, oh, hold on, bad view, facing off to each other, however you'd want that to look. I do like it. I don't think these two lived in the same time period, but you never know, or even in the same location. So you get, one thing I like to note about the sculpt of the head is you do get that very slender skull, and then you get a little bit of orange, or that burnt umber, a little bit of black, and then you get ever so slight green above or under the eye there, which is really interesting. You get that on both sides, and I really do like that feature of the model, is that slight green color. It's really cool. Again, the mouth opens pretty dang wide. So that's really all I can say about the Cryolophosaurus. It is a very nice piece. It does have a lot to be, I guess you could say the paint job on it is really nice. I just think it could have been bigger, and I'd love to see, again, these weird stances of these dinosaurs. Why is he arched back like he is? I don't... Would the theropods even stand up like this? Because you got this with the Giacchino as well, but I feel like he'd be more head facing straight out, and then his body more leaned in like that, kind of in that pose, but instead he's arched back using his tail as a base to lean back on. He's not a kangaroo, but apparently he thinks, oh no, apparently he thinks he is a kangaroo. So again with Papo and their really good paint jobs, but again with Papo and their odd, why is this dinosaur standing this way? Let me know what you guys think below on this particular dinosaur, if you guys like it or if you don't care for it too much. I'm okay with it. It's going to look good in my collection, but again, it leaves a lot to be desired. So, of course, I'd love to know what you guys think about this particular figure or this model in the comments below. I'd also love to know if there's anything you guys would like to see me review in the near future. If there's anything or any particular brand or any particular species of dinosaur you'd like me to review, that would be greatly appreciated to have that idea in mind for the near future. All right, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, and of course a subscription would be very helpful for future projects. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Brooding Gamer signing out.
Mm-hmm.